So, what if I told you that a single decision you make today, a choice that costs less than a few fancy coffees each week, could completely rewrite your financial future? We're about to pull back the curtain on a super simple strategy that, honestly, most people just overlook. It's one that can build some serious wealth without needing a six-figure job or some complicated stock market scheme. But first, let me ask you something. Does it ever feel like you're just running on a treadmill? You know, you earn money, you spend money, and then you do it all over again, but you never really seem to get ahead. Well, you're not alone. This is a trap that snares millions of people, even folks who look like they've got it all figured out. And this number tells a really startling story. So get this, 60% of Americans can't get their hands on even $1,000 for an emergency. I mean, think about that for a second. A single car repair, an unexpected bill, that's all it would take to completely derail the finances of more than half the entire country. And this right here, this is that cycle. We all see people with decent jobs, nice cars, the whole deal. But what you don't see, underneath all that spending, is that they're living right on the edge. They're just stuck on that treadmill, earning, spending, and repeating, without ever building any real meaningful wealth. Okay, but what if there was a way to just step off that treadmill? Well, there is. And it's not some glamorous, complicated secret you need an MBA to understand. In fact, its power is in how ridiculously simple it is. Let's dig into what that actually means. You know, when we think of getting rich, our minds jump to these crazy dramatic things, right? Big Wall Street deals, tech billionaires popping up overnight, lottery jackpots. But those are the outliers. They're the exception, not the rule. The real secret to building wealth, it isn't exciting. It's actually kind of boring, which is probably why most people just ignore it. The reality is, wealth is built on consistency, time, and this incredible force called compound growth. And here it is. This is the key. If you can just manage to save $100 every single month, you immediately pull ahead of the majority of people around you. And it's not because $100 is a life-changing amount of money today. It's because most people never, ever develop the discipline to consistently save anything at all. Okay, so that sounds great in theory, right? Right, where does that first $100 actually come from? Especially if you feel like your budget is already stretched super thin. Let's break this down into a real, actionable plan you can actually use. Look, there are really only two ways to free up money, and you'll find the most successful people usually do a bit of both. You can either spend less or you can earn more. It really is that simple. So let's look at what that actually looks like. On the spending side, start with an audit. Seriously, how many streaming services or subscriptions are you paying for but barely even using? A quick review can often free up a surprising amount of cash. Then pick up the phone. Just a few calls to try and negotiate a better rate on your car insurance or your cell phone bill could easily save you $50 to $100 a month, right there. Now, on the income side, today's economy is just packed with opportunities. You can use skills you already have to do some freelance work online. You could start a small side hustle or pick up a few flexible part-time shifts. I mean, increasing your income by just $100 a month is way more achievable than most people think. The real key is just getting started. So once you've found that $100, this is where the real magic happens. This is where your money stops being just money and starts turning into a wealth-generating machine that works for you 24/7. Yeah, we're talking about the power of compounding. It's a force so incredibly powerful that Albert Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. This is the engine that's going to turn your small, consistent savings into a massive nest egg over time. So let's actually look at the numbers, because this is where it gets mind-blowing. After 10 years of investing $100 a month, your $12,000 in contributions, it grows to around 18 grand. That's nice, right? But it's not life-changing. But now, look at the 40-year mark. Your total contribution is $48,000, but your investment has exploded to over $350,000. That right there is the power of time. And this chart really drives the point home. It shows exactly where that wealth comes from. After 4 decades, almost 85% of your total balance isn't the money you put in. It's pure growth. It's your money making more money for you. And that is the fundamental secret that wealthy people understand. There's a limit to how much your own labor can earn, but there's pretty much no limit to what your money can earn for you. But look, this whole journey is about so much more than just hitting some number in a bank account. When you commit to this process, it actually changes you as a person. It creates this profound psychological shift in how you see the world. You move from a spender mindset to an investor mindset. So instead of asking, hey, how much can I afford to spend on this today? You start asking a totally different question. How much will this purchase cost my future self in lost growth? Every single dollar becomes a seed that has the potential to grow into a whole tree. And as that capital starts to grow, all these new doors just swing open for you. You get options. You can take a calculated risk on a new job that has more long-term potential. You can jump on a business opportunity when it comes along. You can invest in your own skills and education. You gain the freedom to make choices based on opportunity, not out of desperation. So, as we start to wrap this up, what is the single most important ingredient in this entire recipe for building wealth? I bet it's not what you think. Your biggest asset isn't your paycheck. It's not your car, it's not your house, it's not any of the stuff you own. The most powerful tool you have for building wealth is something else entirely. Your most valuable asset is time. Time is the fuel for compound growth. It's the one thing you are always spending and that you can never ever get back. Every single month you put this off is a month of potential growth that's just lost forever. Look, yeah, the absolute best time to plant a tree or to start investing was 20 years ago. We can't change that. That time is gone. But the second best time is right now. Today. You have the knowledge. You have the strategy. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it?